Welcome, folks. This is my corner. This is my YouTube channel, Divine Hippie 2222. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to be doing the Let's Learn the Art of Tarot series, and we're going to be covering the Six of Swords. So hold on, let me get my notebook all set up. I should have had it done before the video. I apologize. Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this differently this time. With the Six of Swords, okay, let me back up just a hair. So what I have found through my journey with tarot is that the cards are cycles, upside, like the upright position, or reverse. So it's a lesson, and it's the choices that we make through this scenario. And whether the cards are upright or reverse, that determines the point in the scenario that we're experiencing. So sometimes the upright is the beginning of the cycle, and the reverse is the second half of the cycle, right? Upright, reverse, card spinning, never mind, you get it. With the Six of Swords, the reverse is the beginning of the cycle. So I'm going to start off by giving the reverse this time, the reverse message, and then the upright message following it for all of the descriptions. There's general, health, money, love, and spirituality. I mean, there's more. There's way more. But the websites that I use can be found in the description box below. And I like the tarotguide.com because when you buy a deck of cards, for the most part, you get an itty bitty teeny weeny book. And it only has like a few sentences to help you determine what the cards mean. Well, this website went into more detail and into more scenarios. So that's why I like this website. Plus, the information resonated for me regarding the life experiences I went through prior to me learning about, or prior to me taking tarot on as a life journey, prior to me picking up a deck of cards ever in my whole entire life. So anyways, enough with that. That's just why I picked this website. So, all right, guys, let's get started. So again, we're going to start off with the reverse. Okay. So this is the Six of Swords is indicated by Aquarius, air sign, and swords are a representation of mindset, knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, experience, okay? So if this bad boy comes out in reverse for a general spread, it may be an indication of moving into troubled waters, lack of progress, or jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. We don't want to do that. We want to learn. But that's the whole reason we are experiencing this, is to learn how to circumnavigate so that the next time a similar scenario like this occurs, we make better choices. It may be an indication of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, restricted, or just choosing to stand our ground, similar to Seven of Wands energy, standing our ground. It may be an indication of slow healing, or returning from travel, or holidays, or disrupted travel, canceled travel, changing or abandoning plans, or maybe just eloping to get married, but traveling to elope, right? So, in the upright, oh, that's funny. I didn't notice that. The little figure, it looks like she's got a veil on. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, kindly forgive me, guys. Squirrel. So in the upright position, all right, we've been through the rougher waters, and we've learned the lessons that we were intended to learn at this time, and now we're moving into calmer waters. Represents progress, moving into calmer waters, or moving forward. Overcoming hardships, healing, relief, and stability. So basically, we can expect our life and things that are going on to settle down and for our days to be much easier to deal with. So that's fantastic. Could be an indication of journeys, traveling overseas, or going on holiday. Again, the holidays are coming up, guys. Traveling to go see family, traveling to go see friends. It may also be, like I said, reverse in the upright, coming through a tough time, or the calm after the storm. Now, separate from all of that, it's also an indication of intuition, inner guidance, and spirit guides. We may have 6 of them around us. And they may be attempting to get our attention. And just like people, it takes time. Okay, on your spiritual journey, it takes time to learn the nuances and the ways that God and our guides communicate with us. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes it's something we hear. Sometimes it's something we see. Sometimes it's a thought. Like, I'm at a loss. I apologize. I'm at a loss. But where I'm going with that is there's subtle nuances to communicating with other individuals. So our spirit guides are just like that. Some of them can verbally talk to us. Some of them can verbally touch us. And some of them, like sometimes I get tingles, goosebumps on my head. And I know that I need to pay attention in that moment. So sensations, things that we experience, right? Experiences, that would be possible indications of our spirit guides wanting to connect with us and building and trusting our inner guidance and our intuition. Okay, so now with romance in the reverse. This is the relationship being in a stormy patch at the moment, going through a troubled period. We may be feeling overwhelmed, trapped, or stuck because of this difficult scenario, difficult time. Or it may just be simply that the relationship's not progressing as quickly as we would prefer. But again, the lesson, it's not on our timeline, guys. We need to give everything to God. And that's how we will learn to do things differently, okay? It can also indicate that maybe a third party may be causing trouble in the relationship. And this would be a lesson on how to come together, how to be stronger, how to communicate on a deeper level so that we are able to come out of this scenario stronger and better. And separate from all of that, if you are getting married, it may be, in reverse, it may be an indication that you will elope. So, singles, this could be just a time where a lot is going on in your life, not necessarily romantically, but also personally and professionally and socially. So it may just be a period of needing to be more mindful of our scheduling. It could be an indication of the wounds of your previous relationship being slow to heal and just feeling overwhelmed from the time of healing. But again, it's okay. Give it to God. We're going through this scenario so that we can become closer to Him. Okay? Now, this in reverse, this card also comes with a heads up, okay? That we need to allow ourselves time to heal, even if the healing takes longer than we would prefer. If we jump into a new relationship before we've processed the effects of the last one, that's when we're going to find out that we may have jumped out of the frying pan and into a completely different fire. We don't want to do that, guys. We want to, well, completely different, probably a similar fire, just in different clothes, right? We don't want to do that. We want to grow and learn and develop and mature so that we do not find ourselves in similar circumstances than we've experienced in the past. So now, moving on to the upright position. So we've been through the lessons, we have been through the struggles, and we are learning to circumnavigate, and we are learning to be more present and be mindful with our thoughts and with our words and with our actions, okay? So, relationships. This is an indication of things moving forward after a difficult period, moving into smoother times. Healing, stability, and open communication are better and more prevalent and more present because of the scenario that you've come through. And it is a positive time where you really feel like the relationship is progressing because we took ownership. We took ownership of our part. That's what we can be responsible for, guys. Our part, and do we want to move forward? Okay? Now, singles. An indication of healing as we've come through the heartache of previous relationships and we're now ready to move forward. If we put a lot of effort into making our last relationship work to no avail, then it's just an indication of possibly feeling just deflated from the previous scenarios, right? So what God is wanting us to know is ensure that we're not still holding on to some of that negativity. It's possible, guys. And again, it's continuing the process of remaining mindful in our thoughts, actions, and words, and the outcomes of those thoughts, actions, and words, okay? So this is coming through the bad times, and now we can allow a healthy, wonderful relationship to enter our lives. Yay! Fantastic. God is rewarding you for putting in the time and the effort on working on ourselves. So, blessing, lessons, blessings. If your previous partner was less than desirable, this card would usually signify a period of healing after you found the strength to get out of it. So there's a few possibilities, guys. Either way, it is healing. It's being able to identify and honor and acknowledge where choices could have, where better choices could have been made. Period. In healing with ourselves and in the past. So I think that's fantastic, guys. Yay. All right. So now, regarding money, regarding our career, regarding our finances, the beginning of the cycle. This is an indication that things are possibly turbulent or slightly rocky on the work front. Someone may be trying to cause trouble for us in the workplace, or we may feel trapped in a job that we are honoring and acknowledging that may not provide us the satisfaction that we're searching, that we're looking for. It could be an indication of canceled or changed. No, kindly forgive me. Let me back up. It's a possibility of plans being canceled or changed, and we may experience delays in projects or delays completing tasks, okay? Whether it's because of a third party or just because of the universe putting us through a lesson, it doesn't matter. We are being mindful. We are understanding that God is building us up during this time. So what we have to focus on is us. how are we going to get through the scenario with honor and integrity and doing what's best for everyone involved. Okay? Now, separate from all of that, may just be, this is regarding travel. Travel overseas for business may be disrupted or canceled. Let's be realistic. It's the holidays. It's also COVID. I have not traveled lately, so I'm unsure as to what major travel takes these days with COVID and masks and who knows. I have no idea. So just be mindful, right? If we feel that we're in this place, it could just be getting in the car too, going to a business meeting, right? I mean, water's present. So let's honor the fact that it may be abroad, okay, overseas. But it could just be traveling from one place to another for a business meeting. So what we should do in this time is ensure to the best of our ability that we're giving ourselves the extra time, okay? If we're aware that we're going to be going through lessons of endurance and strength, then let's allow ourselves, let's be easier on ourselves and give ourselves the time, extra time to accomplish these tasks. Now, financially, this may be an indication of running away from our financial problems. So this is not a time to tuck our tails and run. So if we are unsure as to what to do to manage the situation, the solution is, let's try putting in a little effort. Let's write down where our money's going, okay? So we can see. Then, once we know where our money's going, let's reach out and seek a professional. Let's get some advice. And that way, it may be easier to get our finances under control. Because guys, we didn't learn how to read until someone taught us. So don't be ashamed or feel less than. If we're going through a rough patch and we're unsure as to how to get our heads above water, that's when we seek advice from a professional. Being taught to read, being taught how to circumnavigate these difficult periods, these less than desirable periods, okay? Now in the upright position, things on the work front are calming down. We may be moving into an easier phase. Things are getting to be more under control. This is accomplishing goals, completing tasks with ease, and moving to a job or a position that's much better suited for us and for our desires, for our personal ethics and our morals and our integrity. If we realized it was unfulfilling in the reverse, that means we're taking action and we are moving towards a more fulfilling position. So guys, honor yourselves. Pat yourselves on the back. Physically, I'm a physical medium. Pat yourselves on the back. It may be an indication, we're just going to get back to the message, sorry. It may be an indication of traveling overseas for business, or moving to a new business location, or traveling for business meetings. So, but let's again honor the fact that the water is present, possibly traveling overseas for a convention. Now, regarding finances, if our finances have been going well, this card indicates that they should continue to progress nicely. However, don't get cocky. Let's remain mindful and present and ensure that we are not wasting our money, right? Oh, hey, things are going well. Yeah, now I can relax. No, we're still in the cycle, okay? We can relax a little more later. Things are going well, but we're still in part of the cycle. So being present and being mindful ensures that they will continue to go well. Now, as a reader, we are going to want, we, meaning the reader, to ascertain if it is coming out of the reverse into the positive, or if things have just been going well to begin with and they will continue. We're going to look at the placement of this card and the supporting cards. And that is going to tell us whether they are heading into a storm or coming out of it, or if they are being present and mindful and they have circumnavigated it beautifully. Okay? Now, regarding health, this is a possible indication that recovery from illness or injury may take longer than we would anticipate or prefer. It may be because there are delays in healing or setbacks, and we may feel like our health is up in the air at the moment. Remember, we have very little control. Everything is in God's hands. So again, this is the lesson part. When we are able to identify what is out of our control, meaning we've done everything that we can do and we are being instructed to do, and things are still going slower than we would prefer, that's when God wants us to give it to Him. All things are possible with God. So this is the lesson aspect, okay? So try not to let the instability we feel overwhelm us. It will pass. We just need to find some balance, spiritual balance, physical balance, emotional balance, and allow the healing to take place in due course. Being mindful and present that it is divine timing, okay? Now in the upright, this is possibly an acute illness being brought under control or relief of symptoms. And this card is generally a good card to get. Again, the supporting cards will indicate that. So there may still be a little bit of lethargy or feeling drained when this card appears, as the recent events in the reverse may have taken their toll. But things should be moving in the right direction when this appears in the upright position, okay? So stay positive. It takes time. It takes mindfulness. It takes presence. It takes remembering to invite God into our space, okay? And it's also a possible indication that a vacation or a week away would do us a world of good. Guys, the holidays are coming up. Take a few extra days. Spend a few extra days with your friends and your family. Or here's another possibility. Take the time to spend with your friends and family, and then take a few extra days to yourself. Get a hotel, just you, in a different place, and go to a park. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. You can just go to a park. You can window shop and just see the town or the area that you've traveled to. But it may do you a whole nother level. It may add a whole nother level of healing that we just never thought was possible. So that's beautiful, guys. Now, spirituality, okay? Spirit guides, intuition. Again, connecting with God, listening for the advice that He's giving us, okay? So, in the reverse, it's not the end of the world. Again, learning to communicate with God, learning to communicate with our guides, learning the ways they speak to us, okay? The ways they get our attention. So this may be an indication that we are not aware that they are trying to get our attention. And because of not being aware, because of being in the learning part of the cycle, we may experience delays, or our perception may be delays. in our progression on our spiritual path. But again, that's our perception, guys. It's all in God's timing, okay? And that, with our perception feeling as if we're experiencing delays, that may be leading us to feel stuck or frustrated, okay? So the solution, relax. Know that your abilities will come when they are meant to, at the perfect time. Your abilities will progress at the pace they are meant to, and there will be times when we progress more quickly than others, and other times where we progress less quickly. It's all a part of God's plan for us, okay? Now, in the upright position, this is our spirit guides are all around us and guiding us to the wisdom we're seeking. And we are aware, and we are mindful, and we are present, and we've learned those little nuances. Guys, sometimes my head tingles when my guides are trying to get my attention. Sometimes I'll be listening to the radio and a word will just pop out and it just stands out for some reason. Sometimes I'll read something and a word will just pop out. Sometimes I'll hear my wind chimes in a certain way. I know they're quiet now, but it just kind of just kind of dinged very quietly. I was hoping you could hear the reverberation from it, but maybe not. So pay attention to our intuition, our visions, and dreams at this time. They're trying to tell us something important, okay? So, but butterflies, transformation, learning the nuances, learning the subtleties. Did you hear that? Nuances and subtleties. Learning that just like humans, they have different ways of communicating. And since everyone's different and everyone has a different way that they communicate, our guides are the same. So this is the transformation that we're going through as we are becoming more mindful and present and growing and developing with our guides and growing and developing with God. So that's beautiful, guys. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. So cycles, they may not be desirable. They may not be enjoyable. They may not be fun. They may hurt. But this is here for a reason, so that we become closer to God, so that we become closer to our guides, because they're not putting us through this scenario for just because. It's for our growth. It's for our development, so we can spread our wings and be bigger and better people than we were yesterday. That's beautiful, guys. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.